Hi, I'm Rich with the Gospel Rescue Mission here in Muskogee, Oklahoma, and again we're talking about time management. This is video 2, where we're learning about time management, how to control and manage our schedule rather than our schedule controlling us. Now, if you've done the goal setting course, you know that you want to set a vision for your life, and we're not going to talk about that today, but when you're thinking about your time schedule, you're planning your day, you want to think holistically. You want to think about the whole person. So as you're planning your day, keep that vision in mind, that ultimate vision for what you want with your life. You know, that 3-year plan, that 6-month, those 3-month goals, those all need to be incorporated into your plan. Now, I like to plan for an entire week. I actually plan out about 4 weeks, but really focus on the next 7 days, that next week. Deliberately planning, making sure I'm putting in all these rocks from my vision of my life and what I really want to accomplish, the relationships I want to build, you know, the projects I want to complete, you know, where all those fit into the big scheme of things. Those are all there, whether it's right now or it's 3 years from now. I'm working toward those on a regular basis. I'm working those into my schedule. The other thing I want to put into my life is I want to make sure I'm living my life in harmony. A lot of people talk about work-life balance, and that kind of gives you the impression that I need to work just as much as I play, even not amounts of time. But a lot of times we get unfocused. We don't have the whole picture. So I think we just need to live our lives with harmony in place. So each week I look at my schedule. I have it color-coded. So I can look and say, wow, I'm not spending much time with my family this week. I need to do something. Recently I looked at my schedule and realized I have no social time on there. I'm not spending much time in social realms. You know, most of my social time is really just interacting with work. You know, I have work relationships and I'll have social time with them. I need to fix that. I need to find a way to work more social into my life. So these are the areas that you should work out in your time, in your schedule. Body, mind, spirit, your social life, work, and family. And you can add other things, but those are all the areas I want to work into every week in some capacity. As you're doing your time scheduling, work that out. So body, mind, spirit, social life, your work, and your family. All those need to be in play as you're doing your plan for your life. Then you kind of work through your life and you kind of evaluate how you spent your time. Now, one of the things that I started doing in a project that we will make an assignment for, depending on how you're doing this, is to journal your time. Write down, I woke up at 4 a.m. This is my morning rituals from 4 o'clock until 5:30, 6 o'clock. Ate breakfast at 6 o'clock. This is what I ate at 6 o'clock, and then at 6:30, get ready for work. Shower, get dressed, all those pieces. And then 7 o'clock, visit with my wife for about 15, 20 minutes before I head off to work, pray with her on the way out. You know, journal all day from the time you get up to the time you go to bed. About every 20 minutes, you write down what you were doing. And if they're in bigger blocks, like it takes me 45 minutes to drive here to work from my house, so I will just write left, home, arrived. So there's a 45-minute gap there. But most of the time, throughout the day, every 20 minutes, I'll write down what I did. And the reason I do that is I don't know what happened. So I do this every day, all day, from wake up to bedtime. You'll get an assignment to do that yourself. Whether it's a couple days or a week, you'll get an assignment on that. So take the time to start writing down and evaluating your schedule. And once you got that done, try to figure out where it fits into your life. Now, we've in the online course that we have, we attach this box, but you can imagine it. You know, it's a box. So draw a box in your mind, and you got urgency written on the top and importance on the left. And urgency means it's you've got to do it now. It's important. You got to get on it right now. And importance is it's important. You need to do it. You can't ignore it. And so when you do that, you draw a line through the middle and kind of make an X in the middle. So that way now you got 4 little boxes in there. And in box 1, that top left-hand corner, that would be urgent and important. It's highly urgent, highly important. You know, this is stuff like a heart attack, your car breaking down. Those are all important things you've got to take care of, and it's important right now. You can't put it off till tomorrow. So that's box 1. Now, box 2 we're going to talk about in a few minutes. So we're going to put that off. That's the right-hand corner. That's important but not urgent. Now, I do want to suggest to you that it's really important that you always live above that line where everything you do should be important. Don't waste your time doing unimportant things. And there's going to be a way that we can move things from the unimportant to that important box, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. So then box 3 is this lower left-hand box that is, it's highly, it's less important, but it's highly urgent. Typically, this is other people's box 1. These are other people's problems. This is someone coming to you. I'll give you a scenario. My son came to me when he was about 3 years old. He had this stuffed monkey, and it was Sunday morning at the time. I was pastoring a church. Sunday morning's a little hectic, and you got to get your family ready, and then you got to get to church, and you're caring for other people's needs, and you got a lot going on. You're thinking through your sermon. All that Sunday morning is a little chaotic for a pastor. And my son, I wake him up, and he's all excited. He bounces out of bed. He was 3. I mean, that's what they do at 3 years old. Not so much when they're teenagers, but 3 years old. He bounces out of bed. He's ready to go. And he wants to tell me the story about how his monkey broke his leg. And I look over at his stuffed monkey, and his monkey's got a cast on. So apparently he didn't go to bed when I thought he went to bed. I mean, that was just a lesson learned. So to him, it's urgent. It's important. I got to talk about this right now. And to me, my relationship with my son is important, but the monkey not so much. And also, I'm on a time frame. Now, this is the thing. If I stay in that moment and I say, okay, go ahead, tell me your story, I'm not really thinking and listening to a story. He's not really getting my attention because I'm thinking of all the things I need to do to go to church. To him, though, he wouldn't notice the difference. And I said, buddy, I see you, and I love you. You're my son. At that point, he was my only son, and eventually he has a brother. But at that point, he was the only one. His brother was still on the way. And I say, you know what? I love you, buddy, and I want to hear what happened to your monkey. Your monkey is somewhat important to me because it's important to you. But I'm really busy right now. I got a lot I need to do. But because I care about you, we get done with church and we have dinner as a family, and then I'll be free at 1:30, 2 o'clock, whatever time it was. Let's be ready. At 2 o'clock, I'm going to sit right here on the floor of your room, and you can tell me that whole story. Well, okay, good. He was happy. He had that. He also knew that I would follow through. See, what did I just do? I just moved him to the important box. I just moved him to another spot. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So you're giving people time. Box 3. Now, box 4 is the waste of time. That's hours on Facebook, internet. It's hours just watching TV, doing nothing. And Steve Covey, who put together this box originally and presented it, he says if you live in that box, you're going to be unemployed and you're going to be homeless. And I found that to be true. So don't spend a lot of time in that box. That box 4, that's unimportant and it's not urgent. It's none of the above. It doesn't take any time. Waste of time box. Ignore it. Now, you might say, well, I need a rest. I need relaxation. I need entertainment. Well, we're going to talk about box 2. Box 2, you can move that entertainment all to box 2 by saying, I'm going to watch TV from this time to this time. So last night, the night before I recorded this video, from 7:45 to 8:15, I watched a TV show with my family. Now, we have Netflix. It was a Netflix TV show. And we just watched TV for 30 minutes. That was time of relaxation, time of kind of calming my mind, kind of getting rested, so that way I can get to go to bed. Now, if it was my son, remember that story I told you about box 3? I can move him to box 2 as well. That's what I did. I scheduled him, put him in box 2. I scheduled him. I put him in my plan. So this is my week plan. Hey, buddy, 1:30, 2 o'clock, we're going to sit down. I'm going to hear your story. I moved him to box 2. And you can do that with most things in box 3. You can't do it with everything, though. I remember once I was working at a crisis shelter in Washington State, and I look out the window, I see somebody coming down, they're not on my schedule, I don't have a plan for them, and I'm thinking of all the different things I could say to politely say, can you come back later when I have some time? And I go out, and she had just slit her wrist right in the middle of the parking lot. Well, it wasn't time to say, well, can you come back later at 2 o'clock where we could talk about this and I can help patch you up? No. She was a box 3, it was an urgent situation. It became important. It wasn't important to me. My life goes on whether she lives or dies, to be honest. But I do care about people, so I had to move her to a level of importance in my life. And I put on some bandages, called the ambulance, and they did the rest of the work. So I moved her from box 3 to box 2. Also, box 2 is, again, that's your vision box. That's where everything goes into your vision. So when you create your schedule, try to put as much box 2 into as you can. This is important, but not urgent. It's not stressing you out. Box 1 is all stress. So if you run low on gas, you're stressing out. Can I make it to the gas station? You know, and you break down inside the road, you're stressed out. That's what box 1 is. So plan your life accordingly, that you can accomplish things. Box 1, you can, so if I don't want the heart attack to happen in box 1, I take care of myself. That's a box 2. That's why I work exercise into my box 2 on a regular basis. That's why I eat right as often as I possibly can. Birthdays and celebrations and sweets once in a while aren't a big deal. But boy, I don't want to have that to become a habit in my life. And I want it to be healthy as long as I possibly can. So you want to live life in box 2 as much as you can. Again, box 1, things will happen. Your car will break down. I know a man who had a heart attack, though he was in great physical shape. So obviously you can't completely ignore these other boxes. But as much as humanly possible, put yourself in box 2. That's where you're living on purpose. You're living deliberately. You're living to accomplish your goals and hopes and dreams. You're working in all those different areas that we talked about before. You know, those areas, that body, mind, spirit, social life, your work and your family. Those are all box 2. So as you journal, you look back on your day and say, where did I live? Did I live in box 2 or was I living in box 4, wasting time all day? Sometimes I've wasted a few hours in box 4, or maybe I was focusing on other people. I didn't take care of myself enough. Well, this has been Time Management. I hope that you're getting something out of these courses so that way you can have a successful life. I believe in you. I believe you can accomplish great things. So please, use this information, apply it in your life, and watch if things get better.